All right, tubers. Well, I'm going to try this live stream, but for whatever reason, my Logitech webcam is not working at the moment, so we're going to have to figure out what's going on here. Give me a few minutes. I've actually been trying to figure this out, and I'm not sure what the heck's going on. Let me see. Stream options. Optimize. For low res, yeah, I think we're having issues with this OBS Studio that I'm trying to use to do this. Ay, ay, ay. Well, if anybody's there, let me know if you guys can at least hear me. For whatever reason, this Logitech webcam is not working. Okay, good. At least everybody can hear me, even if they can't see me right now. You know what? I've used this before and it worked just fine. It was working fine last night. Now all of a sudden the Logitech webcam will not function properly. And unfortunately, I don't have another webcam except for this Logitech. Let's see if we can do something here. Now, I got the stream key in there right, that's for sure. And I'm under video settings. I have no idea. You guys still can't see me, right? So you try to unplug the webcam, plug it back in. Yeah, I actually tried that already. It's still not working. Yep. I selected the source. All that's configured properly, but for whatever reason, the webcam's just not working with it. I don't know why. Well, you know what, guys? You guys can at least hear me. Let's go ahead and start working with your questions. If I can get the video working in the next few minutes, I will. But go ahead and just start asking me some of your questions. Yes, I am using the mic and the webcam. Yep, I did reboot the computer as well. I've done all that. For whatever reason, like I said, the video is just not working. Use the iMac for OBS. Yeah, I probably will do that in the future, but I just haven't really had a chance to work much with that yet. So go ahead and just start asking me your questions. Yeah. Just to reiterate for those of you that are coming in right now, I realize that I do not have any video at the moment. I apologize. There's something going on with my Logitech webcam, but since you guys can actually hear me right now, like I said, just go ahead and start asking me your questions. We'll do this this one audio only. What have you done with all those optiplexes? Must be referring to the ones I picked up the other day. They are still sitting in my closet right now pending refurbishment. I'm actually waiting on some hard drives for those. Alien to Matt, are you going to sell the i7? I don't know. I think I'll probably hold on to one of them. The other one will probably have to be sold mainly because I don't actually have room for it. I wish I did. Let's see here. What is my favorite Dell to work on? Oh, that's a tough question. I think my absolute favorite Dells to work on of all time were the Dimension 2400 and 3000 series. That case design was incredibly easy to take apart, and nothing in there was really smashed together, so I could get my big bony hands in there easily enough. Max O'Neill, I won a Core 2 Duo computer with a 500 gigabyte hard drive, 6 gigabytes of RAM for £10. Wow, that's an amazing deal. It doesn't even matter what Core 2 Duo is in that. Any Core 2 Duo for that price is amazing. Hey Matt, are you? This is a band and exploration adventure. Are you streaming through OBS? I'm surprised it's letting you broadcast audio only. Do you see video from your webcam you're in? No, I do not. I don't know what the heck's going on here. Like I said, I'm kind of winging it at the moment. I have the webcam set up. If I double click where it says sources on Logitech webcam, I can actually see my video. But for whatever reason, it's not showing up for you guys. So I don't know. Haven't had this issue with OBS before. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's see if I can do that. Somebody said to try to screen share. Let's see. Add a scene. Needs to be at least one scene. Yeah, I'm not sure. Everybody keeps saying XSplit. I might try that in the future, but like I said, for now, just go ahead and ask me your technical questions. I'm not going to bother trying to get the video working anymore. At least you guys can hear me. What is your favorite type of computer to work on of all time? My absolute favorite computer, well, that's kind of a tricky one. My favorite computer of all time would have been my first computer, which was a Tandy. Let's see, that one was the 1200 HD, and that was a 1985 system. But I'm telling you, that computer was not that easy to work on. Probably my easiest one to work on, other than the Dell 2400. I used to have a custom built system that I got built for me when I just got out of high school. It was in one of those custom white box cases, very reminiscent of the computers from the late 90s, early 2000s. That was probably the absolute easiest computer I ever had to work on. The worst computer I ever worked on, hands down, the Dell Studio Hybrids. Not only are they a nightmare when it comes to cooling, but to get the clips apart on those cases is darn near impossible. I think I broke every single nail trying to do that. Oh, thank you. You're my favorite YouTuber so far. Well, thank you. I do the best I can. Custom white box A open motherboard. Yeah, believe it or not, I think that actually was an A open motherboard back in the day. It was A open, and then it was rebranded by ECS Elite Group, which better left unsaid because they were horrible back in the day. The Optiplex GX520 small form factors. It depends on if you're referring to the small form factor or the ultra small form factor. I'm okay with the small form factor, though with those you want to make sure that you clean them out regularly. When I say regularly, I'm talking about like every few months. When dust builds up in there, they do tend to overheat. The ultra small form factors, I would avoid like the plague. They tend to have nothing but issues. Just because they're so small, they don't have enough cooling capabilities. All right, guys, I just stuck a picture up here. See if you guys can guess what thrift store this was taken in. I'm kind of curious. This will kind of gauge how long you guys have actually been watching my channel. The G4s. Let's see. Dushan wrote, I have a question about a G4 1600 AGP and the driver won't work in Windows Vista. I do believe there is a Vista driver for that card. Go ahead and visit NVIDIA's website, and you should be able to download the driver in the support section. Go ahead and give that a try. That should work for you. Because if I remember correctly, I was running a 6200 in a customer's computer a while back, and I remember they were running Vista. Okay, Max O'Deal. We also have Pentium 4s, the hot version in BIOS that reach 67 degrees. I assume you're referring 67 Celsius. Yeah, my very first custom built computer that I did was a Pentium 4 3.4 gigahertz hyperthread. And yeah, even with the upgraded heatsink and CPU fan, multiple case fans, and a front fan, that computer would still reach about 58 degrees Celsius. So yes, I remember those very well, and I remember that computer literally cooking itself after a while. Let's see what else we got here. Max, I'm British. Oh yeah, I got a lot of you guys are British out there. That's okay. We're all from different walks of life, that's for sure. Okay, I guess nobody guessed what picture this thrift store is from. This is actually from the CHKD, one of the CHKDs. This particular one is the one in Norfolk. I guess that was a little tricky for you. Like I said, I wish I could figure out why the heck my webcam is not working. I wish you guys could see me right now. Oh, sounds like I'm getting some messages elsewhere. Jonathan, Dominique, the locked up cable boxes and outlet panel were dead giveaway. Yeah, if you live anywhere near my area, you would have known that the CHKDs used to have open outlets for testing pretty much any electronic device. And about 3 or 4 years ago, somebody was playing around, probably a kid, I'm not exactly sure who, but they got a really bad shock and were sent to the hospital. So ever since then, their insurance has required them to lock their testing outlets. And then, of course, now it's a big pain because if you need to test anything, you have to go ahead and get a person from the back. Sometimes they're at lunch. You got to wait for them to come and unlock it, and they actually have to physically plug it in for you. So it is a pain in the butt. It's unfortunate that the one person ruined it for everybody, but it happens that way sometimes. Ah, let me see. I think I just figured out our video problem. Let's see if you guys can actually see me now. Voila! All right. Well, at least I got this somewhat working. Believe it or not, the problem was I had to re-add the Logitech webcam and the sources, but heck, you guys, at least you guys can see me now. Happy about that. See if we can make you guys full screen here. Well, as you've probably seen, I have recently got a haircut. Tell me what you guys think. Let's see, Ryan Freeberg, please give my mom a shout out. She loves her name is Judy. Well, there you go, Judy. There's your shout out from me. Oop, don't know what the heck I just did there. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that thrift store picture. Let's see if we can get this full screen somehow here. Yeah, I tell you, I'm not as impressed with this OBX studio as I was initially. Enable preview. All right, well, at least you guys can see me. I apologize that it's not full screen. That's about the best I can do right now. So let's see what other questions we got going on. Matt, do you like to build gaming rigs? Be honest with you, I really haven't built that many gaming rigs. The only gaming rig I built was the Pentium 4 system back in the day. I have built custom systems for clients but they primarily do things like video editing, photo editing, a lot of productivity stuff. I'm not really a big gamer myself, so I think a lot of people don't actually come to me for those kind of builds. I am doing all right, Eric Brunhammer. Awesome. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everybody's gotten here. Got 23 watchers. Very, very good. I really appreciate that from you guys. I'm going to try to do this more often. Hopefully, I can get a buddy of mine to come and maybe we can do it as a collaboration. Unfortunately, he's out of town at the moment. Boy, I would love to figure out how to get this full screen. Let's see what else we got here. Stephen Barber, I have to catch up on your videos. Been super busy, and that's good. And that's good. Love your videos. Well, thank you very much. Let's see what else we got going on here. So up to 23 people. If you guys keep pouring in, I'm going to try to do this for about an hour or so. Just see if everybody's interested. Let's see. Make a... Yeah. Eric wrote, it told me about the first one you took down, but not this one. I didn't see it until I refreshed YouTube. Yeah. Like I said, this is still a learning curve. This is actually only the second live stream I've ever done. So bear with me, guys. As I start doing this more, I think it'll become more like second nature. And I'm going to go ahead and alternate between doing these kind of live streams and doing Facebook live streams. Because I'll be honest with you, I find it a lot easier to do on Facebook. Jonathan wrote, how'd that Lenovo work out for you while you're on vacation? Well, I'll be honest with you, it actually did really well. My parents brought a laptop out with them, an old Toshiba satellite that I had set up for them about 2 years ago. And unfortunately, the HDMI port on that laptop went bad. So it was a good thing that I did have that laptop with me. And I've actually since left it with them because that's how they're streaming Netflix and YouTube to the TV, because the Roku box that I set up, although Roku is a decent product, has horrible reception. And in most of these campgrounds that they're staying at, they're not close enough to the Wi-Fi repeater to get a good enough signal. So luckily they still have that laptop out there and they're able to keep up to date with my videos. Not only that, they use that laptop to search out where they're going to be going the next couple of days. DJ Plays wrote, hey Matt, can you let me know how to get more FPS as well gaming? I have a decent CPU and GPU, but I feel like I don't get, it doesn't give me enough. There are a few things that I would suggest to start off right off the bat is make sure you have the absolute latest driver. Very important, because if you have an old driver, you're going to have lower frame rates, mainly just because as they put out new drivers, they tweak the software settings in the graphics card and make it work more efficiently. Another thing is make sure that your system is cool. If your system is running a little on the hot side, that will also affect your frame rate. So make sure you have plenty of fans in the system. And I know I sound like a broken record when I say this sometimes, but make sure your computer is clean, pretty much dust free. That way the system will run as cool as it possibly can. I already answered that one, but Max Covington, what is the all-time favorite kind of desktop computer? Hands down, it was my original Tandy 1200 HD, mainly because that was my first system, and I probably used that more than anything. Let's see what else we got here. Caleb Nestor, love my Toshiba Satellite P755. It served me a good 7 years. The Hitachi hard disk drive started showing signs of failing last year. Yeah, that's a really good run for one of those. I myself have always had best luck with Seagate hard drives. I've had a few Hitachis in the past that failed within the first couple of years. So, but you know what? To each his own. I know people that are diehard Western Digital fans. I know people that are diehard Seagate fans like me, and then I even know some people that like the Toshiba drives. But we won't talk about that here. Melissa Swanson, YouTube Live is so cool. You should do it more. And I am going to do that. I'm going to try to do more live streams now that I'm home and things have pretty much gotten back to normal. Caleb Nestor, yeah, never had any luck with Seagate drives. Yeah, it just goes to show you. It's really weird how one person can like one drive and have a lot of success. Another person can say they're total garbage. That's why I don't like to say that one hard drive is necessarily better than another, especially when I'm advising a client on what to pick for their system. So I'd say personally Seagate is my favorite, but I have Western Digitals. I will build some systems with Western Digitals and Hitachi drives as well. Know of any good places for me to for my pop-up around Chesapeake? The only part, this is Eric Brunhammer's question, the only campground even remotely close to us is near the Great Dismal Swamp. And this time of year, I would never recommend going there because of the mosquitoes. They will eat you alive the second you walk out of your pop-up. It is absolutely incredible. There are some nice things about living here in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, but that is definitely not one of them. We have really bad mosquitoes this time of year. And as you get closer to swamps and major waterways, not so much the ocean or the bay, but freshwater sources, they will eat you alive. John Dominique wrote, I personally don't have any favorite brands when it comes to hard drives. A drive is a drive so long as you keep stuff backed up. There shouldn't be any problems. That pretty much says it right there. And it's funny because I've had a couple of clients recently that were supposed to be doing backups and haven't. And I always reiterate that to all my clients. If you're not doing your backups, you are going to lose data because Murphy's Law will happen, and it's going to happen at the most inopportune time. I don't know if you guys saw a minute ago, but we have a visitor. Check this out. Look who's here. Mr. Baxter came to say hi. He's been kind of lonesome lately, especially since we were out of town. Say hi to everybody. Say hi, buddy. He's pretty happy right now. Faith Freeberg, I love your cat. Yeah, he is the sweetest thing. I mean, look at those eyes. How can you not love a cat like that? He's not loving me right now, holding him like this. I'll go ahead and stick him up here for a minute so he can be part of this as well, as long as you don't knock down my webcam. Let's see. Oh, Baxter, see, Max Covington said hi to you. I'm going to say hi, Baxter. Well, least you guys can see his ear a little bit. I'll go ahead and push this down. Maybe you can see him a little bit better. Oh, there we go. No, I shouldn't do that. Now it looks like he wants to eat the webcam. He's such a little stinker, though. You okay, buddy? This is, it's getting on 8:30, so this is getting closer to his dinner time. So I'll probably have to go down and feed him once this is over. Not until then, though, Baxter. You had your time before. Actually, I gave him a bunch of treats a few minutes ago. Max did rip webcam. Well, at least I got it working now, right? But yeah, I'll probably look into getting a better webcam in the future. This is a Logitech Webcam Pro 9000, which even though it's an older webcam, actually does a very good job. Video-wise, I can go up to 1080p, though I am streaming this in 720p. I find when I stream in 1080p, I get too much distortion in the video. Mark Covington, I've been pronouncing that the wrong way. How long have you had Baxter? I have had Baxter now for about 4 months. Is that about right? Hang on, let me figure this out. 6 months. Actually, it's getting on 6 months. Wow, time goes very fast. Artist Swan, does Baxter know any tricks? Not per se. Sometimes I can get him to do what's called shake paw, and though you dog owners will know that. Basically, what'll happen is I'll say shake paw, and he'll give me his paw, and I'll actually shake it like I would a person's hand. Xbox Fanatic 2001, do you actually put a Blu-ray drive into your computer? Yes. 2 of my computers have Blu-ray drives. The one that I'm streaming on with now, which is the Dell XPS 8700, and then the HP back there, my media center system also has a Blu-ray drive. I do not have one in the iMac. I may eventually get an external Blu-ray drive for that, but it's not really on my priority list right now. As a matter of fact, before I do anything to that computer, if I do anything to that computer, it would be a SSD upgrade for sure. Oh, we're at 25 people right now. I want to thank you guys. I'm very happy that 25 people are here and watching this. Like I said, I think we'll build this up more in the future as people start to see me do more of these videos, and hopefully we don't have another issue with the with the webcam like I did. Mark Covington, I live here in Newport News. How will I get to meet you in person? I'm glad you brought that up. For the longest time, I've been wanting to do a meet and greet. And I'm thinking, since a lot of you guys that watch my channel that live in my area tend to live somewhere on the peninsula, I'm thinking about maybe doing it somewhere, say, off of Mercury Boulevard. I don't have anything set in stone right now, but if you guys could give me an idea of what days work best for you, I'll try and do as much as I can. But I am going to plan on doing something like that maybe within the next month or two. I am going to have to wait, though, until my parents get back into town, because I don't want to leave poor Baxter alone that long for right now, because he's still like in recovery mode, getting over the fact that we were all out of town for a while. But yes, I am going to plan on doing that in the near future. Well, we'll say goodbye to Baxter now. It looks like he's going to go down and probably get something to drink. Eric Brunhammer, if I do go camping a second time, it will most likely be at the end of the camping season, early mid-September. Very, very good idea, especially down this way. It is just too hot to go camping. And I know you said you put the AC in there, but you know what? You might as well wait till the fall. We went to the Outer Banks last year in November, and it was absolutely beautiful. I can't tell you how nice it was to be there. Even though you can't go swimming, we could still go out and eat at our favorite restaurants. The breeze at night was absolutely gorgeous. It was a little on the cool side, but I have that little Coleman heater, which I put right in the middle of the picnic table, which gave us enough warmth to actually be able to eat outside. Not September, October. Yeah, either one. September, October down here is still pretty nice. I-386, do you like your van? I have a 2013 Dodge Ram. Very nice. Truck rides good and gas mileage is good. Yes, I do really like the van so far. I believe I've actually only had it probably close to, let's see, a month now, but I've only been able to drive it for about 2 weeks because I've been out of town. Few things I've learned about it so far. The 6-speed automatic transmission takes a little bit of getting used to because there's a lot of low-end torque there because of that. And if you're a little bit too overzealous with the gas, if you're a little lead foot, then you tend to spin tires right off the line. So that's taking a little bit of getting used to, but I've gotten to the point where I don't really spin the tire as much anymore. Tons of power out of that engine. That one has the 4-liter V6 engine, the biggest engine you could actually get in the Chrysler Town and Country. The only issue I've found with it so far, the driver's side signal indicator in the mirror, the LEDs are burnt out, and I'm going to go ahead and work on that sometime this week. I'm going to order the part. I've already looked it up online. It's about $50 on eBay. I'm going to order that part online, and when Dad gets back home, he and I will go ahead and replace that together. But other than that, everything works 100% with that car. I'm very happy with it. I actually tested out how much I could fit in there when I did the Mega Ultra haul the other day. I can actually fit, figured out 8 desktop computers in the trunk area alone. That's without putting the rear seats, the very rear seats or the middle seats down. So it's amazing the storage capacity. That is going to help me dramatically in the future as I start getting more computers in. Let's see. Just waiting for this to refresh here. Brett Dykes, can you shout out my dog? Dunkin' Donut. Well, hello, Dunkin' Donut. If you're watching it, there's your shout out right there. Come on. Bear with me. YouTube is freezing up again at the moment. Waiting for you guys. Well, while we're waiting for some more questions, waiting for you guys to put some more questions in, but while we're waiting, give you guys a couple of updates. I know I haven't done a vlog in a day or so. I just finished building a custom system, which I will probably show you guys tomorrow if I do a vlog. It was really an interesting case. It was one that I got at the Best Thrift Store down in Norfolk. It's a case from 2005, so it's about 12 years old, but it was brand new, still in the box. I had some interesting learning curves with that. It's a nice looking case, but it's very, very cheap. And unfortunately, when I went to unscrew the front cover, a couple of the screws broke, so I wound up having to fix those. And then when I went and actually screwed the side cover back on when everything was said and done, the one of the screws just actually stripped out the metal because the sheet metal that they use in this is so cheap. If you guys ever have that if you get a cheap gaming case or any kind of cheap computer case in the future, be very, very careful when you're putting the screws back in. Don't use like a power drill or a power screwdriver. Use a handheld one, and use one as small as possible. Something like this with the good grip on it, and then a good end. The proper end is what I would highly recommend, and then just go really slow when you're screwing the case back on. Riley Freeberg, do you think you'll do more food reviews anytime soon? I'm not sure. I've got so many projects in the way and so little time. I really don't know. I know there will be some food reviews coming in the future. I just can't promise you a specific time. It's just going to be kind of a spur of the moment thing for sure. Oh, I'm starting to lose my voice. Let me get a sip of water here. Smartest thing I ever started doing. I keep a gallon of water in the fridge at all times, and I make sure that I drink a gallon of water per day. And that's the best way to make sure you're hydrated, especially in these very, very hot temperatures. Oh, awesome. Brett Sykes said, "Hi Matt, can you please DAB for us? Got about 50 people watching with us. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that you guys are enjoying this live stream. So there's a shout out for all you 50 people watching." Another one from Xbox Fanatic 2000. What's your favorite laptop to work on? Well, I must say I am not a big fan of digging deep into laptops. With my big sausage fingers, I have a very hard time getting into little corners and little intricacies that a laptop work requires. Um, One of my favorite laptops to work on are the Dell. Let me see what that was. The Inspiron 1500 series. They're also the same as the Dell Vostro 100 series laptops. Um, they were by no means the best laptops. They did wind up having a lot of motherboard issues, but they were very easy to take apart. Just a few screws, and you pretty much have half the computer taken apart down to the motherboard. So very good design on Dell's part, but unfortunately they kind of dropped the ball when it came to the motherboards in them. They were notorious for failing after only a few years. Alien technology. I had a drive the other week that Windows wouldn't recognize. I had to use my Mac Pro to reformat it. Okay, I have run into this a few times. Generally, when Windows won't recognize a drive, but the Mac would, or even any Linux-based system, that probably means that the drive is starting to fail. I'm not sure the exact reasoning behind this, but when hard drives fail, sometimes the only way to recover the data is through Linux. So I would definitely take a look at that hard drive, download something like Crystal Disk Info, and see if that drive is indeed failing. Shout out to my dog Leebs. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Stephen Barber wrote, I hate working on laptops, and in fact, I want to upgrade my HP G72B62US. Woo, man, that's a mouthful. Laptop with the processor, but am too scared to take it apart. It's my pride and joy. Yes, I would highly recommend not doing that, especially if you don't have the proper facilities. The few times that I've actually had to get a laptop processor upgraded, I've actually taken it to our local computer shop when they were actually still good. They weren't that expensive, and they actually have the proper setup to be able to do that. I will not do that in the house, even though I am fully capable of doing it. It's just too much of a risk when it comes to the static electricity. Laptop components are just too sensitive to electrostatic discharge, in my opinion. If you could buy any computer you want, which one would you have? It would be a PC. I'd probably custom build that one myself. It would be the latest generation Core i7, and probably would actually be the new Core i9 that's coming out. But to be honest with you, I haven't really looked into that yet. Probably won't be a reality for quite a few years. Probably something with the Core i9 processor coming out, at least 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, and ideally I would like to have 4 or 5 5 terabyte hard drives, internal hard drives, and have them set up in some type of RAID array. That would be my dream PC, but that's probably not going to happen for some time. Okay, Mark, check this magic and see if it shows up. I think he's referring to that hard drive. Yeah, if Crystal Disk Info shows any issues with that, yeah, I would just back up the data and replace that drive as soon as possible. Eric Brunhammer wrote, my HP EliteBook 8470P has a socketed processor. However, the i7 chip that is that it is capable with is still over $120. Yeah, they are pretty expensive. I never like going with an i7 in a laptop unless it's one of the super energy efficient ones. I have seen too many laptops with i7 processors that overheat. In my opinion, you're better off going with an i5. It's just a lot safer bet, especially when it comes to heating issues. Do you have a fidget spinner, Ryan Freeberg? No. I've been wanting to get one just to see what they're all about. I saw my neighbor's daughter had one that was kind of piqued my interest. Maybe I'll go out and buy one this week. I see them at 7-Eleven for $4 or $5. The i5 that is in it is still a beast, though. Eric Burnham was referring to his EliteBook. Yeah, I would not do a thing with that. For most purposes, that i5 is perfectly fine. Just curious, do you have as, let me see, just curious, do you have as revenue on YouTube yet? Or are you still waiting for 5,000 subs? You're referring to the contest. Yes. That is what I'm going to do because I need to try to build up my subscribers. And if I can get to 5,000 subscribers, what I'm going to do is do a contest to issue a $50 gift card. And I believe it's going to be an Amazon gift card. That's what I've been saying for a long time. It'll be just a random generator, but we do need to hit that 5,000 subscriber mark. So tell all your friends about my channel. If you guys like my videos, it should be a very easily obtainable goal, hopefully in the next few months. Just waiting to get some more. I know for some reason YouTube is lagging a little bit behind when it comes to the live chats. I still have this. I have the same computer that is in Eric's profile picture. My Compact XR 1000 still works great. To look that up. I think I remember having one of those back in the day. That they were actually pretty good computers, though I was never a big Compact fan myself. Oop, gotta put my keyboard back up. Took that off when Baxter was here. Oh yeah, I remember those Compacts very fondly. Actually, I had quite a few of those back in the day. They were pretty good systems. No real issues I could speak of with those. Abandoned exploration adventure. Are you going to do any more exploration videos? Probably not till the fall. It's just too hot around here for me during the days. Around here, it gets into the 90s, and that's just way too hot for me. I can't handle the heat, so I will, but probably not until the fall sometime. Oh, excuse me. I am just losing my voice here. Are you a Christian? Face Freeberg. I saw your cross picture. Yes, I am. I haven't been to church in a little while, so I need to start going back to there. That's been kind of weighing on my mind. We're in between churches at the moment. All right. Well, you know what, guys? I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because we're hitting about the 45-minute mark. And I really don't have too much else to talk about today. I want to go ahead and get Baxter his dinner. But I'd say this was a fairly successful live stream. I want to thank you guys for being here with me for this 45-minute block. I am definitely going to try to do this again. I hope you guys have some really good, inspired questions. This time, you guys were great. I loved answering these technical questions. It won't always be a technical live stream. I think next time I may actually do one that pertains to cooking, where you guys can ask me questions about the different meals that I prepare for dinners and lunches. And we'll have to see how that goes. We'll answer a couple more questions here before I go. Don't leave yet. My dog Chiquita needs a shout out and wants to meet Baxter. Well, I'll give him a shout out. Unfortunately, Baxter has run downstairs. I'm not going to go ahead and bother him again, but if you can come back for the next live stream, then I'll definitely have Baxter here again. And we'll end with this one. Stephen Barber wrote, Matt, love your videos and can't wait for more videos. Well, definitely stay tuned. I will try to put a vlog out either today or tomorrow. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this. Please remember to like and subscribe. And as I always say, have a blessed day, everybody.